Hey y'all, it's me again. Long overdue for a video by a lot. Um, I'm Charles Aaron. I'm at the Air Force Academy. First year, just got my first year over with. Almost a sophomore. And I just want to do a review of what it was like freshman year. So I was also at the prep school last year, and coming from the prep school, and going into basic up here, personally, I thought was very hard. Um, it was hard mentally, not physically. Physically, it was pretty fine, but mentally, it really put me in like a dark spot because I went from this place where it's like, okay, I learned all this stuff, I know how to do all this stuff, and I do it pretty good, to coming up here and I do the same things, and you're just told, yeah, you're doing it wrong, you're bad, get better, yada yada. And I had a really hard time understanding this is basic, it's gonna happen. And it really frustrated me, like, okay, uh, why the heck am I being treated this way, or why are they saying these things when I know I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing. So basic for me was really hard, mentally, but again, it was really the fact of the matter of like, hey, it's just basic training and it's gonna happen, they're gonna say what they're gonna say, and yeah. The first basic training is 2 months long. The first month of it for me was not that bad. The second month, when you go down to Jacks Valley, that was hard for me, or that was the most hard part for me. But it's all an experience that I can't say too much about, but it was just hard for me mentally. And the best thing I would say, for upcoming freshmen who are about to take basic training is rely on your classmates, help them out if they need help. Do not take everything the cadre say seriously. Take everything with a grain of salt. Like, just get through the day. Just push through the day. Get to the end. But after basic training, things got quite a bit better. Still sort of stunk because we got introduced to our training staff. Training staff were very hard on us from the get-go, but over time seemed to loosen up. They were very good, I would say, and in the expectations they had for us, and punishing us for when we didn't meet those expectations. But training staff were very good first semester. Second semester, they ramp it up a little bit more, just because it's like, oh, well, recognition's coming up, and yada yada. Recognition is an event that I don't know is happening anymore next year. We still don't know. But it is an event where it's like a culmination of freshman year. Like, hey, we're gonna push you through all these challenges, and we're gonna see how you guys get through it together as a team and whatnot. I can't say like almost anything about it, but yeah. But I don't know if it's happening anymore because Congress is cracking down on the academy to try to make dropout rates less. So they're trying to keep our retention rate up. So we'll see if it happens next year or not. I have no idea. During the year, more in the second semester, I think. Doesn't really matter. It was happening all year, in my opinion. But during the year, as I was going through it, I was experiencing a lot of cynicism, which is where, like, one person does one thing and I just don't like him for it. or they just do one thing weird and I just don't like them, or they say something and I don't like them. I fell into that really bad during the year because I kept hearing people I kept hearing things that people are saying. Oh, they said, she said. It was like a game of telephone of like, oh, well, people are saying these things about you, and I was like, what? Who's saying that? And I honestly just believed it, even though I knew better than to believe it and should have just ignored it, or better yet, just went to talk to someone about it, which I eventually did. But got talked to, got that shit down. Never heard anything about that again. Talked to upperclassmen about how I was feeling about being in squad. There's the big voice system. I don't know if you can hear it. But, yeah, just talk to people, figure things out, let people know how I was feeling. And you've got to understand, like, being here, everyone is here to support you. Like, this place is hard, and we're all going through it here. So the best thing is to rely on others and be there for others. So take advantage of that. Like I said, I was feeling really in the dumps because I kept hearing all this hoopla about people saying bad things about me. So I just had to go talk to other people, upperclassmen, like, hey, I'm hearing these things about me. Like, I don't know why. I don't feel like these things reflect what I'm doing, X, Y, and Z. And the person I talked to said, I'll take care of it. And I was like, okay, thanks. And I never heard anything about it again. So, yeah. And then I also had a meeting with other upperclassmen, and we talked about, like, hey, what's going on? And I'd explain to them about what was going on and whatnot, and we figured things out. Classes from last year from the prep school, going from the prep school to this year, classes were quite a bit tougher. But if I didn't go to the prep school, I would be very screwed in a way. So I was very grateful for my prep school year, and for those coming straight from high school, be on top of your crap early. Because I don't know how it is for most people, and this is not to discredit anyone who is able to get here or whatnot, but high school for me was somewhat easy. And again, not to discredit anyone else who graduated high school and is coming here if it was hard for you at all. But going from high school to here, or high school to the prep school even, was an immense, like, step up in academics. So it was very hard in that sense. So if you are going from high school to here, to the academy, not the prep school, be ready to hit the ground running with academics and be on top of your stuff, make planners, talk to your teachers a lot if you need help. It's like, it is quite a challenge. What else? This year I was in Squadron 11, Reb 11, Rowdy Rebels, and next year I will be going to Squadron 26, Barons. Their motto is "Whoa," which I didn't know for the longest time until I knew I was going to 26. And over the summer, I will be taking 2 classes and then combat survival training. I have no idea what to expect for combat survival training, other than there's like 5 or 4 days where they send you out in the middle of nowhere in the wild with this dude who tells you make a campfire or go find food or something. Just like practice your survival skills. So I think that'll be fun. You're put in a group with people, and I think it's what you make out of it, or it's probably going to be what you make out of it and whatnot. So I'm excited for that. I'm excited to take these 2 classes over the summer to lighten my load for next year, so I don't have to take as many classes. I think I'm going to be taking just as many classes as I did this year, which is really nice. But yeah, I'm sorry that this video is long overdue. I should have done one after recognition, but you know, things just catch up to you and life is crazy. But yeah, finals. Again, not to discredit anyone who took finals this year or who's going to take finals second semester, I thought were not that bad. I don't know why. They definitely seemed way better than first semester finals, but I don't know. It's probably just how I went through the year or how I took second semester. I have no idea, but yeah, there's still a lot to be done, still a lot to experience. Other things. I'm also on the cyber competition team, called the Delogranders, and we are getting a new cyber center here soon next year, early spring semester, which I'm very excited about. It's one of the many projects USAFA has building. We have the cyber center, the chapel, the new visitor center, and the hotel. And the cyber center is going to be one of the first things they're going to get done. And I'm very excited to see that, to see what that's going to be like. And we're going to have a new competition room to be in and whatnot. So it's going to be very exciting to see. And I'm really excited for it. Yeah, there's a lot of construction going on here, so the chapel's going to be closed until spring of 2027, so the year I graduate and my last semester being here, and there's still a chance I might not even see it, so that's just crazy. The visitor center and the hotel are going to be done probably within the year, so that'll be nice to see it, and I don't know 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure it's to minimize, I'm pretty sure it's to minimize traffic happening on base. So it's just to have less people going on base. It is more of a security thing. But yeah, the dynamic of the relationship between freshmen and upperclassmen, personally, I don't really like, because when you get here and during basic, you will all take the honor oath, and in that oath, like, you all take it together, not just the freshmen and upperclassmen. And what signifies the importance behind everyone taking the honor oath is to show that you are, like, no more important than I am or no better than I am. And it goes the same way, like, I'm no more important or better than you. And I think that's probably where a lot of my cynicism stemmed from, is I took that very literally and personally, like, okay, well, if you're supposed to not be any better or important than me, and I'm not supposed to be any more important or better than you, then what's with this dynamic of I'm being treated a certain way? But yeah, I think that one thing made it really hard for me, probably through basic, but eventually I got over it. But yeah, the relationship between underclassmen and upperclassmen has been quite difficult for me to understand, but now that it's over, I look back on it, it's like, meh. But for that, I didn't like being in squad, or I didn't really show my face much around squad, but I would always just go see my friends and hang out with my friends at the library or in our Dungeons and Dragons club, or stuff like that, and just to get away from squad, if anything, because I just really didn't like squad. Um, but I got through the year. I eventually talked to some people and got how I felt about being in squad. I got that fixed and whatnot. So, but yeah, it was a rough year. People say it's supposed to be one of the easier years, but I don't know. And next year is going to be very different with how freshman year is going to look like. So, and honestly, I'm going to say the incoming class of 28, you guys are very lucky to have these changes, because it is very beneficial towards you, compared to what I had and what years before me had, which were very tough. And I'm not saying this like, hey, I had it harder than you. If anyone ever says that, bring that up with someone else, because you are not in control of your situation, of what's happening. You did not choose to have an easier year. And either way, it's still going to be hard, regardless. So if anyone ever gives you crap about, oh, I had it harder than you or whatnot, like, bring that up to someone, because that's a behavior that needs to stop here. I personally believe, because it's just baloney. Because every year is going to be hard. So, but yeah, think that's about it. But if you have any questions or comments or concerns, just comment it on the video, as always. And I appreciate you for watching, listening, and for those coming next year, I'm excited to see you. Again, I'm going to be in Squadron 28, Charles Learman, so if you want to come find me, feel free, say hi and whatnot, and I will see y'all around. Peace.